I'm gonna tell you now. Why are rich people more unrelatable to the average person? Now, I'm not talking about people that work I'm not talking about every rich person before you attack me. What I'm talking about is rich people that are born with money and not really having to work in life. You see, people are your greatest resource. And I know I'm saying that a lot, but I want people to really understand that. Now, why are people your greatest resource? Why are people that have an abundance of wealth from a young age, their whole life, more greedy or more prone to be an asshole to you, or just all around maybe not as righteous a person, or kind, or understanding? And it's very simple. It's very simple. You see, watch my other video about people are your greatest resource. But here's the thing now. I'm sorry I've taken forever to get here. But here's the thing. When you don't have... Well, first of all, money is your resource to deal with people. So, if you don't have to deal with people, you just have your money doing the talking all the time, especially from a young age. And it's mostly from, I'm not talking about the people that have grown wealthy. I'm talking about the people that have always been wealthy. People are your greatest resource, and money is their shortcut to people. Money is their shortcut around having to treat people kind. Because a poor man or woman, someone without the means or money, you are forced. You have no choice but to be kind. Because if you are not kind, no one is going to help you when you need help. No one is going to let you borrow money. No one is going to come and help you move your house. No one's going to be no one's even going to want to be around you or talk to you. And that's the worst thing you can do, is alienate a person. Not accept a person. That is literally the worst thing you can do to any person. And even children understand that. Even children understand the concept of needing or wanting people. Maybe they don't understand why, but what do kids do when they're playing on the playground and one kid's a dick, or one kid's cheating, or one kid's just rude, or not fun to be around? What do the kids do to that kid? We're not playing with you anymore. We're not gonna play with you. And that kid cries or fights, because you know what? That's the worst thing. When you're left alone, when you don't got a person, when you don't have a team, when people don't want to be around you, that's the worst feeling. Unless you're just genuinely grumbly and you really don't care. I'm gonna say that maybe you have a mental problem then or something. If you don't care about having company to some degree, something might be wrong. Now, that is the worst thing you can do to someone. So, people that are poor don't have that luxury to tell somebody, go get me this, or just be rude, or not use manners, or not be kind. So you learn how to be kind to people. You learn how to deal with different types of people. You learn how to understand different backgrounds. I'm cold as hell in this Wisconsin weather right now. Shit. You learn. And overall, you become kind. You become humble. But if your whole life, every time you needed something or wanted something, you just paid for it, you didn't have to work for it ever. If I need help moving a couch, or if I need help moving into a new apartment, I have to call at least 2 people. But I have to call like 5-10 people to come help me. Whether I need their car, whether I need their help lifting, I need their help. Right? I have to call each individual. I have to get my team. and they have to want to help me. But if you have an abundance of money, you just got to call a company, and you never even have to deal with a person. You hardly have to say thank you. You might say it because you're taught to say that, but you don't say it because you appreciate it. You say it because you know you have manners. You're taught that you have to say thank you and please and stuff, but you don't really appreciate it, because you didn't have to appreciate it. Why would you have to appreciate something that comes easy? And this is what wealthy people can't understand from poor people. And even the wealthy people that started out poor, sometimes they forget. They might not remember. People are your greatest resource. But if you can take a shortcut and use money, especially at a young age, you never really learn how to utilize that resource to its potential. You never have to, okay? So and this is where the rant's gonna come. If you think Donald Trump, who's been rich his whole life, he's never had to respect anyone, he's never had to appreciate anyone, he's never had to need help from people, which is why he doesn't appreciate people as a whole. If you think he does, he has you damn fooled. If you think he's a better choice than Hillary Clinton, you're a damn fool. Even if Hillary Clinton was as bad as they built her up to be, and she's not, but even if she was, at the very least, she has gotten out and she's been around many different types of people, poor and rich. When Donald Trump's going around campaigning and stuff, he doesn't have to do that. He has money and people are going to come to him wherever he goes. But, and I'm saying she did some of that too, but I'm not trying to get into that. What I'm saying is, she understands relating to people because she has to. Because she didn't just buy an election or something. She has money, she's rich, she has supporters and donors and Wall Street and yada yada. But she didn't have it in the sense, she didn't have it the way Donald Trump has it. Because Donald Trump wasn't really a politician, so he kind of had that going for him on top of his money. He's able to convince poor people that since he has money, that somehow he got that money because he's so smart and he's so brilliant and he cares so much. He doesn't, because he got his money from his dad. He's had money his whole life. So don't act like he did something great to raise this money, okay? You really are fooling yourself. You're really kidding yourself. You wouldn't put Jeff Gordon on a horse and tell him to race in the Kentucky Derby, but you'll put Donald Trump in the White House and tell him to run the country. Jeff Gordon's a great racer, but he's used to cars. Donald Trump, maybe, and he's really not. If you look at his businesses and assets and everything, he really freaking isn't. But you may think he's a great businessman, but a business is not a country. You can't do it the same. I know you like to equate it the same way, but it's not. It really is not the same thing at all. When you run a business, you lose your own money. You take your own risk. When you run the country, it's for everyone. Not just the rich, not just the poor, not just the whites, not just the blacks, not just the West Coast, not just the East Coast, not just the Democrats, not just Republicans. You have to run it for everyone. Every single person. So if you think Donald Trump is trying to run this country for every single person, pardon my French, but you are for real. And I'm not arguing with these people no more. The proof is in the pudding and it's out there. It really is, man. It really is. Bernie Sanders should have been the one and only person to run this country right now. He's the change we needed. He was the change we needed. He was the change we needed. And y'all were so afraid to go with a politician again that you went with some schmuck, some con artist, some businessman out here because he fooled you good. He had you feeling good. You're so afraid. You're dictated by fear. You're so afraid of the politician because you're told the politicians are bad. You went with this schmuck. I ain't afraid. I'm not going with him. He's the president. And you know what? The greatest thing I can say about him being elected president is that it's always darkest before the dawn. There is no success without failure. I think and I hope he can be the great failure. Not fail. I don't want him to fail, because if he fails, we all fail. But what I'm saying is, I want him, I really hope his ignorance, his lack of understanding and caring about people in general, I hope that unites people enough to rally up and change this country the way it needs to be. Because you can't just care about some of the people, you have to care about all the people. And he's done a damn good job of convincing everyone, or at least the people that voted for him, that he cares about everyone. You never heard a man talk so much smack about other races, about women, about politics, about his own intelligence, about his own country, contradicting himself in and out all the time. And yet, he still fooled these people, because y'all are so afraid. You're so afraid of the politicians, you went with the con artist, the schmuck, because you think he's a regular American. You think he's a hardworking American. He didn't have to work hard. And I'm trying not to cuss a lot in this video. He didn't have to work hard. He didn't have to sweat. He didn't have to worry. He never went to bed hungry. And yet you think he's coming to bat for you. Why would he? Look, he ain't building the wall. He ain't getting Mexico to pay for it. He ain't putting Hillary Clinton in jail. And you guys letting him slide on that. You voted for him. You want to let him slide? I ain't gonna let him slide, man. And I'm angry. You should be angry too. I'm angry enough for everybody. I don't want him as my president. I'd rather have the freaking dude at this gas station be my president. I'd rather have anybody that is anybody. I would rather have anybody, man. I really would. Just about, man. I'm done with this rant. Ugh, it hurt. You should be hurt. Even the Republican Party doesn't want him. They had no choice. They were forced. Because he would have ran as an independent, and he would have crippled the Republican Party. Because Bernie Sanders would have went in, because he would have beaten another Republican. And they know that. But they thought it was going to be easy. They went with Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump likes Putin more than his fellow countrymen. I bet if Hillary Clinton and Vladimir Putin was hanging off a cliff, he gonna pull up Putin. And Putin ain't even American. And it doesn't matter. I'm not saying American. This isn't a race thing. But it's American. He's the country. He's the president. But he cares more about Putin. He wants to listen to him. And they helped him win. There's proof that he helped him win. And you still ride. There's proof. And you still ride with Donald Trump. What is wrong with you? I can understand if you were afraid or something, but if you're still on his side, if you're still making excuses, if you're still trying to justify it, arguing, oh, he didn't really do this, or oh, yeah, I need an example. Shut up. Just shut up. Give it up. I don't lose a fight and keep fighting, trying to convince you I want it. That one time, I won that one fight. But I don't do that, really. But you want to. You voted for Donald Trump and you up to it. Just be like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. You don't even got to apologize. Be like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm for him. This dude's ridiculous. But you won't do that. Your ego's too high. You put so many chips on the man. I'm done with this rant. Peace. This is Marcus Robert Johnson. Boxing on Facebook. MRJ Boxing on Twitter. That boy Tweak 428 on YouTube. And just Marcus Johnson in everyday life. I'm sorry I had to get loud and angry like that. I don't like being like that. But you know what? I wanted to let it out this one time. I really wanted to let it out. I want to let it out because I can't let it out on people. I can't let it out at home, but I can let it out on this camera. Because you know what? If I'm hurting you that bad, if I'm offending you that bad, you can turn me off and switch the station. Peace.